Haridas Bandar, Neem Fair Bandar. To Haridas. He's out front. He's out in front. Neem Fair Bandar. Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe. Yeah, for you. Okay. No, put the picture here. That's good. Okay, it's Sunday Satsang, Radha Kunda, September 18th, 2022. So any questions anyone has? Yeah. Okay, questions? No questions. Yes. Right. Yeah.
We know about Upasakis, we heard Upasakis, so is there any services they have, particular services, or just we meditate that they are there and then...
Oh yeah, the Upasakis we're concerned with our own seva. And Radharani sevas, which are unlimited. We have our independent. The question is, do we need to know about the Upasaki sevas? Because the Upasakis are there, Nangamandri, Kalavati, Shikavati, Ranyangi, etc. No need to know. It's described in Radha Krishna Yondas some places. I mean, how many sevas can you fit in your brain, you know? Main thing, there's so many varieties of seva to Radharani, and we can do all those sevas independently, alone with Radharani, or in cooperation, or in associate with other mantris and sakis. So the world is, we draw our line of interest to Radharani's lotus feet, her seva. Everyone else has the same idea also. So we have our own independent seva, so we're concentrating on that and thinking of our Guru Daddy seva. And that's enough. So much is what happened. Let me see what's the senior, what's the problem.
Facebook official, he wants to open. It's not open.
Official?
Your Facebook.
Yeah, I know. Now it's open.
Yeah.
So that was it. What's the next question? You have a question?
In Saratha Darshini, verse 20.
Sardadarshini?
First chapter, verse 25. It's
Sardadarshini? What Sardadarshini is 12 cantos.
12th canto. 12th canto. 10th canto, sorry.
10th canto, okay.
First chapter, verse 25, Tuna Chakra Thakur wrote that
125, well, I got it right here. Let's see what he said. Go ahead, speak Bolo.
The Yashoda's sleep is not induced by Yogamaya, but it is by Mahamaya. Sorry, it's by Yogamaya, not by Mahamaya.
Yeah, not like your sleep.
And there he has written that there is a state of consciousness of prema above the 4 states of consciousness. Like there are 4 states, and above that there is this.
Yeah, a stage of consciousness related to the material body.
That's what I just want to understand. What are that 5 stages means? You just mentioned 4 stages were there, and beyond that there is prema. You can explain.
The 4 stages everybody knows. 4 stages of consciousness of the conditioned soul, embodied in the body by mind and intelligence, ahankara, chitta. They often discover with these material coverings, so it appears to be non-visible. So that we have Jagrata, awakened state, we have Swapna, we have Susupti and Turiya, we have 4 states. So these are the different states of experience of consciousness or unconsciousness or deep consciousness or merging in Brahman and Turiya state. This is already the material body, but the Shodamaya is beyond that. She's on the 5th level. 5th level is spiritual body. Spiritual body, she has a praying daya, her body's made of praying. The praying has nothing to do with material energy or material states of consciousness, waking, sleeping, deep sleep, or Jagrata, Swapna, Turiya, etc. So all her pastimes with Krishna are arranged on the transcendental level, a lokic level, transcendental level, on level of pure consciousness and prema. That's all Krishna's internal potency, Antaranga Shakti, which is supervised by Yoga Maya. So what do you want to say? What is your question?
Means I want to understand what are these 4 levels of, I couldn't, like with exam, means
he was confused about Annamaya, Pranamaya, Jnanamaya.
Wait, there's 4 levels of consciousness, 4 covering, there's 2 different things.
Yes, Guru. Means he was having that idea. So that's
so
no, now it is clear.
Anandamaya is the transcendental level.
Yes.
When you realize Atma and realize Bhagavan, you experience an Anandamaya. But until you come to the transcendental level, there's no none. It's just the absence of misery. Jiva Goswami says any happiness in the material world is simply the absence of misery. Only bliss, only ananda is in the spiritual consciousness in a liberated state. Anamaya Kosh, Manamaya Kosh, there's different, these are koshes, coverings of the Atma. But Yashodamaya is, she's liberated, she's Nitya Siddha Parishad, she has nothing to do with these coverings. She's covered by prema. She thinks God is her son. I had to tie him up because he broke the yogurt pot. He's naughty. He misbehaves, I had to punish him. I had to beat him with a stick, chase him, beat him, and tie him up. And keep him home. He can't play with his friends. I won't give him any sweets for 2 days. No cookies, no ice cream. So how does she think that? He's God, but she's covered by spiritual illusion, Yoga Maya potency. So she thinks God is her son. Even Brahma, different people come and try to tell her your son's God. She says, you're crazy. Wait. You've been out in the sun too long. Uddhava Mahashaya. You're supposed to be Sekshat Priyavati, Sekshat Priyasi Shiksha, Shishya. You're supposed to be a direct disciple, Priyasati. But you're a fool. Everybody knows that Nandalal, Yashodalal is my son, except you. It is simple villagers. We know all we know is how to milk cows. We don't know Sanskrit or shlokas or Rig Veda, any Veda. We don't know any Veda. We just know Krishna. Vedanta Krit Veda Veda. We know the knower and compiler all the Vedas is our son. That's it, boss. Anything else doesn't work over here in Vrindavan. Pack up your gyan and go to Argor. That's what he did actually, went to Bajinath. There's a place in Vrindavan near Rangaji called Gyan Gudadi. That's where the Gyan Sankhya philosophy and Gyan philosophy of Uddhava was cut to shreds by the Gopis for your love, ripped to the shreds. Our Pundarika Swami, our famous Pundarika Swami, Vaishnava, pure Vaishnava from Radharman, Parivar, whatever you say, Radharman Pujari and Bhagavad Pracharak, and great Rasik Vaishnava, he has his ashram right there in Gyanagudadi. It's a good place. He's Pundarik. He's Pundarik Vidyanidhi. I can say he's full of knowledge, unlimited knowledge. So the ultimate knowledge is Gopi Bhav. The love of the gopis is the highest prema, highest knowledge. So that's what Uddhava came to learn about. He came to learn about prema from Radharani specifically in chapter 47, the 10th canto of Brahma Gita. Jaya Radhe. Okay, right. What now? Questions? Yeah. Kushro.
Maharaj, like there are many services of Manjaris described in Govind Lilamrit and many reference books. So, like before getting to the pranali, if someone meditates, if someone desires a particular service of Radharani, so will he get that service during Siddha Pranali or he can get another service also?
Questions asked, is someone doesn't have a diksha and doesn't have a guru for the Sika Sipranali, but she or he is interested in meditating around Krishna pastimes and serving Radharani with a particular seva. Is the auto on? There's the auto, there's the red light, this thing called auto. Thing on the right hand side, the auto should be on. It says auto.
On good.
If it's off, you get feedback when it's off.
On.
Because the auto means it's not battery, auto means electricity. So the question is, if this person is meditating on a particular seva to Radharani, will that be her seva she gets when she gets different? Sure it's on?
It's on good. They'll reduce little bit.
Right. That it may be that way, maybe not. But you're meditating, I want to do this service, so because the Gurudev will reveal to the Gurudev what your Nitya Seva is. But that doesn't exclude the possibility of you also doing that service you've been meditating on. So you'll be given your Nitya Seva may be one thing, but you may also do another Seva also. You may have two Nitya Sevas. One you gave yourself. One you gave yourself, and one Samasti Guru Krishna gave you. Everything's possible. There's no limit there. Limitations are here in the material world. But in the spiritual world, there's no limitations. As far as, like they say, a bird can fly in the sky according to the size of his wings. There's a verse like that in Bhagavatam. Guru can fly from planet to planet. But a little sparrow can fly from tree to tree. He goes, okay, I can go to that tree. He goes 20 feet to the next tree, and so. So the sparrow, the chirya can't fly very far, very fast. So it's a very small bird, very chota wings. His wings are very small. So as much as our consciousness expands, that's how far we can fly. They have terms, so you've heard terms like universal love. How can one have universal love unless he has universal consciousness? That means a highly liberated soul who can embrace the entire universe with his love. Such a personality is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Namo Mahavadnyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Ane Gorchasena. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And someone who follows Lord Chaitanya may be able to emanate some love here and there. Sprinkle some love around the area of his influence. But not to the extent of Mahaprabhu. And making trees, liberating coconut trees in South India, making tigers dance in the prem in the Jharkhand forest. Tigers and deer are dancing together. Usually the deer is dancing in the belly of the tiger. The deer eats the tiger eats the deer, and the deer goes dancing in the intestinal tract. But now Lord Chaitanya's Prabhav is praying Prabhav. Namo Mahavadhyaya Krishna Praying Pradayate. The deer, they're dancing with a tiger. They're both raising their front hands. Haribo, Haribo. Well, you can go to Jharkhand Forest, you can see those footprints in the stones there. That's how you go to Barabaitan. We went to Chotabaitan, Barabaitan near Kokilvan, there's Barabaitan. We went there about a week ago or so. We saw footprints of elephants and cows and deer and cowboys and everybody. We saw so many footprints there in the rocks. As Krishna played there and the rocks melted in ecstasy, you're going to touch your Krishna's transcendental body and capture Krishna's footprints. Archaeological evidence. solid archaeological evidence of Krishna Leela and Braj. Charambahari. Jaya Radhe. Yes.
Radhe Radhe Maharaj.
Right.
Maharaj, who is Purnamasi and what is the duty, services and duties in judgment and services of Radharani?
Who's Bharamati?
Purnamasi.
Purnamasi. Who's Purnamasi? What are her duties in Seva and Rajmandal? Purnamasi is the mother of Sandipani Muni and the grandmother of Madhav Mangal and Nandimukhi. She was from Ujjain, and she moved to Brajmandal. There's some Puranas explain like that. So, but Purnamasi is, of course, in Gaur Leela she appears as Sita Devi, the wife of Advaitacharya. But in Gaur Mandal she acts in the capacity of Yogamaya. She's the ultimate arranger of all Krishna's Leelas. All Krishna's Leelas. And all the different Stairatis. In Dasarati, in Sakarati, in Vatsairati, Madhurati. All these different Vibhavas, Lamban Vibhav, whether a coward boy or a servant of Krishna, a coward boy, a mother of Krishna, a lover of Krishna, Raktak Patrak house servant, all of them have relationships with Krishna and see Krishna as more a putra, more a sakha, more a pranapati. He's my son, he's my friend, he's my lover. All these arrangements, all these relationships that all the Vrajvasis are having with Krishna, and completely forgetting any idea, without any idea of thinking, any time, any 1 second, you never think Krishna is Bhagavan, Supreme Personality of God. You never think that. That whole power of thinking is all arranged by Yogamaya, Purnamasi. Purnamasi is a person and her energy is Yogamaya. Radharani is a personality and her energy is Ladani Shakti. Prem, bliss. Anand and Prem is personified as Srimati Radharani. Transcendental bliss and transcendental love is personified as Radharani. So the power of spiritual illusion, to bewilder the eternal associates of Krishna and Vrindavan, that power is called Yogamaya Shakti. We're also bewildered. We're bewildered by this material body, the material world. We're in Maya. It's called Mahamaya. Durga, Parvati, Durga, Kali Bhairava, Mahamaya. So this is covering illusion. Maya, the word Maya means that which is not. Because it's separate, it's Ma means Ma Bogaya, Ma Mo, big illusion. But it's Yogamaya, yoga means connection. The word yoga means connection, to join two together. So Yogamaya Shakti is a power which connects the liberated souls with Krishna. So that Shakti is personified as Purnamasi. So Puramasi is working in the background every single Leela in Vrindavan. She's arranging every single Leela, every single devotee of Krishna is arranged by Puramasi Yogamaya Shakti.
Does she arranges conjugal pastimes of other
If you heard me right, what I said every devotee in Braj Mandal and every Stairati, Adhirati means gopis and Krishna. The arranger of all the pastimes is Yogamaya. The arranger of kunjas and forest paraphernalia for different leelas, that, like you can say, the playwriter is Yogamaya and the stage manager is Vrinda Devi. Someone has to write the drama, someone has to write the drama, the play. Act 1, Act 2, Act 2, this scene 1, Act 2, scene 2, this and that. So that's all done by Yogamaya. But the props, what we need flutes, we all these different things we need garlands, that's all arranged by Vrinda Devi. She's a stage manager. Vrinda Devi ki jai, Yogamaya Ma ki jai. There's a deity in Vrindavan of Yogamaya. There's two deities of Yogamaya. One in Prachin Govindaji Mandir. There's a one mandir next to it. It's also Prachin Yogamaya Mandir. Yogamaya is also discovered by Rupa Goswami and installed underground, like Patal Devi or Yogamaya. So Yogamaya is way underground, and you have to go to Prachin Radha Kunda Mandir in Vrindavan near Rangaji. You have to take darshan, whatever deities are in there. I don't know, Gaurnita or Radha Krishna. And then you ask for jar. You say, I want to have darshan Yogamaya. He may give you let you have darshan. And maybe when you're saying that, when you're asking, you hold up 500 rupees or 1,000 rupees in your hand. It makes doors open a little faster. Money outside of India, money talks. But in India, money shouts. Everything in India is loud. That's Bhavati. Everything is loud. Especially our neighbor, his fence is too loud. Tick, tick, tick. What can I do? Yeah. So that's the thing. Eloquence, essential truth spoken concisely. Okay, what's next? What's next? A lot of books piled up here. Looks like trouble.
Guru, another Yogamaya deity, Guru.
Oh yeah, thank you. I slipped off my joke there. There's two Yogamaya Murtis in Vrindavan. One is Yogamaya. She's called Yogamaya. She's in Prachin Govindaji Mandir. You ask Vajari and give him some pranami or show him that you're going to show. Don't ask. Hold in your hand and say, can we have darshan Yogamaya? How many? Just 2 or 3 of us. I say, okay. You have to go around the back door. You have to go in the back. You have to go out the temple. Go in the side door. Go backwards around the brick and mortar. There's stairs going up. It's the north side door of Prachin Govindaji Mandir. It's upstairs. And if Vajay open the door, you have to leave your shoes outside and hope they're still there when you come back. But don't wear shoes. And then they'll take you in behind the altar. You'll go right through behind the altar and go down the stairs and have darshan Yogamaya. That's the original deity of Vrindavan Yogamaya. And she's still there, blessing everyone. There's been different pujaris over there in the temple. All days there was a nice pujari there. I used to go there by myself. I give him a donation. I would stay for an hour or two down with the Yogamaya. Over different prayers. But this new one is not so user friendly. You have 5 minutes or 2 minutes, and have to come out. Anyway, different portion, different times. But I went recently, and it was, hurry up, you know. Other guy forgot about me. I was there about an hour, 2 hours. He came, you're still here? Yeah. Come on, get out of here. So that's one Yogamaya. The other Yogamaya deity is called Purnamasi, and she's out on the outside guarding Sevakunj.
Yes.
Sevakunj, you go to Sevakunj in Vrindavan near Radha Damodar Mandir, back road from Radha Damodar Mandir. And you come out of Sevakunj, you turn right, get on that little road, and just nearby there's a little mandir, a Purnamasi Ma, run by some private Rijvasi family. And that's the deity of Purnamasi. With the original Yogamaya Purnamasi deity is in Prachin Govindaji Mandir. Got a good tone. Questions? What's that? Thank you. Righty. Baba, questions?
Oh man, oh, give me a couple minutes.
Okay, I'll give you a few minutes to get warmed up.
Right,
Sorry.
no problem.
Brahmachari Baba. Well, Krishna Lila. You got a nice voice. You got a deep voice like Krishna.
Maharaj, that at the beginning I think that my aim is to love Krishna, but now
You sure?
I'm not sure, but now I think that I should somehow love Radharani.
Okay, so what's the question?
What's the problem?
Yeah, what's the problem? That's right.
What is different in process of to achieve this goal? I mean, what is difference between achieving love to Radharani and to Krishna?
Okay, the question is, person gave a little bhumika. Bhumika means introduction. He said, in the beginning when I started practicing bhakti, I had the idea I should attain love for Krishna. But after living in Radha Kunda for some time and being with these Radha Kunda Vasis, then I started thinking, no, forget about Krishna. My goal is I want to love Radharani. So I want to know how does this work, you know? Well, basically, first of all, the existential identity, the nitya identity of the soul, Jivara Swarupa Krishna Nityadas. So all the Goswamis write in their books, Sad Goswamis, Vishnacharya, everyone writes the goal of human life is Krishna Prema. No one says the goal of life is Radha Prema. All the Shastras explain the goal, the Panchama Purushartha, the fifth goal, there's Chatur Purushartha, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, that's Chatur Purushartha. The four desirable achievements for a human being. But the Lord Chaitanya emphasized and broadcast Panchama Purushartha, the fifth goal, which is Krishna Prema. He said Krishna Prema, he didn't say Radha Prema. So we should understand the goal that we're practicing Navavida Bhakti to attain Krishna Prema. Like we say, if anyone chants Hare Krishna and avoids these 10 offenses, then he'll attain Krishna Prem. They say in all ISKCON temples. That's correct. That's the Siddhanta, that's the truth. That's the truth. The goal is Ram Prem, Vishnu Prem. Is Vishnu Tava, Bhagavad Tava Prem, Bhagavad Tava Prem. But there's different angles, different drishtikon. Drishtikon means angle of vision. So we're loving Krishna. Our goal is love of Krishna. That's a fact. Radha Suniti by Prabhupada Saraswati. Look at verse 259. Verse 259. And Radha Suniti, whether Gaudiya say Prabhupada Saraswati wrote it, and Radha Vallavi say Hidhari Vansh wrote it. It's written by Hidhari Vansh. Whoever wrote it, we all wrote pranams to both of them, and pray for both of their mercy. But anyway, there's a verse there in either edition, verse 259. Where Prabhupada Saraswati is in sadhaka roop, he's in sadhaka vesh. He's praying as a sadhaka. And what's he saying? He says in that verse 259, I'm worshiping the best form of Bhagavan, Krishna Bhagavan. I'm chanting the best of mantras, the Gopal mantra. And I'm chanting japa of the holy names of Hari Krishna Maha Mantra. And I'm living in Krishna Dham, Leela Bhumi, Braja Bhumi, Krishna Dham, Vrindavan. And I'm meditating on the form of Krishna. I'm worshiping a Murti of Krishna. So I'm doing all these things. I'm doing all this save to Krishna with the aspiration, but all the time I'm doing these save. My constant aspiration, my cherished desire, my mom is Radha Dasya Mama Abhilashi. Radha Dasya Mama Abhilashi. My Abhilash, my desired objective and goal of all the saviors of Krishna is to become a Dasya Radharani. That's the angle vision. He's not denying that our goal is Krishna Prem, and his identity, Gaudiya Vaisnava say the identity of Prabhupada Saraswati's Tungavidya Saki or whatever different identities are told there. Also, Rakeshwar Pandit, it can be two Tungavidya Sakis, just like we have so many Gopal Dasis. And so in the spiritual world, many people have the same name. There's so many Guru Mantris. Guru Mantris, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Gorkishore Das Babaji is also Guru Mantri. There's no problem having multiple names. So we're worshiping Krishna. We're not saying Radha Maha Mantra. We're chanting Hari Krishna Maha Mantra. But we're chanting with the conception of Vishnu Chakravarti and Raghunath Das Goswami. They gave a conception of Mantri Bhava chanting Hari Krishna Mantra. So in Raganuga Bhakti, Mantri Bhava Upasana, we chant the mantra, meditating on the meaning of the Maha Mantra, called mantra art, chintana. Mantra art, chintana means to meditate, to think of chintan, to think of the meaning of the Maha Mantra while chanting it. So Jiva Goswami gives a meaning, Gopal Guru Goswami gives a meaning, many acharyas give meanings of the holy name to meditate on. But we meditate on the meaning revealed, or attributed to, revealed by Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur and Raghunath Das Goswami. Every name of the Maha Mantra is Bhagavan. Hari is Krishna, Krishna is Krishna, and Rama is Radharaman. They're all names of Krishna, and we're chanting Hari Krishna Mantra in the mood of Radharani in separation, chanting Maha Mantra. And while she chants, she sees a Leela, and that Leela Radharani sees of meeting Krishna, intimate Ratikaya pastimes in Kunja with Krishna. That Leela is revealed in the explanations of Maha Mantra Vyakya, Maha Mantra explanation by Raghunath Das Vishnu Chakravarti. So we don't like some people say, well, Radharani is our goal. So I used to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra because I was trying to attain the goal of Krishna Prem. But now my goal is Radharani. So I don't chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra anymore. I just chant Radha, 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 Radha. If that's what your guru gave you, then you do that. If that's not what your guru gave you, don't do that. You do that time to time, here and there, whenever you're in the mood. But as a Sankhya Purvaka Nama Gana Natavi, the sixth Goswami Srimad Acharya explains the sadhana bhajan in the sixth verse of the Goswami Astakam. Sankhya Purvaka Nama Gana Natavi. And then the commentaries and explanations, they chant a Maha mantra. They're all manjaris. Rupa Manjari, Rupa Goswami, San Goswami's Lavanga Manjari, Das Goswami's Tulsi Manjari, Rati Manjari, Jiva Goswami's Vilas Manjari. They're all manjaris, and they're not saying Radha, Radha, Radha. They're saying Hare Krishna mantra. So we follow the Goswamis. Goswamis are the Shiksha Gurus. Shiksha Gurus for the entire Gaudiya Sampradaya. This is told in Madhya Chapter 1. Adi Lila Chapter 1. So our goal is Krishna Prem. But our goal is Krishna Prem, but we're going to express our Krishna Prem by being sold out servants to Radharani. Like Das Goswami says, if you tell me that Krishna has left Vrindavan and go to Dwarka, I say, okay, Haribol. Have a good trip, bon voyage. If you tell me Radharani's left Vrindavan and gone to Dwarka, I'll fly there faster than Garuda. I'll fly to Dwarka faster than Garuda. So this is the Bhav. It doesn't change the Siddhanta, it's Krishna Prem, but the Bhav is Radha Prem. We draw our line and say that Radharani's lotus feet. We're serving Krishna, we have interest in Krishna because Radharani loves him. That's our Bhav. Our Bhav and our Bhavana. Our thinking and our feeling. Bhav and Bhavana. Bhavana means thinking and Bhav means feeling. They go together. Some people think and don't feel. They can't do bhakti. They have to do jnana or karma yoga. Is that okay? Radhe Radhe. Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe. Shut up. Shut up. Ashwatthama elephant in his head. Okay, what happened? Nothing, as usual. What's the question? Wait. Okay, start again, sir. Thank you. The Radha Krishna Ganesh Deepika.
Yeah, it talks about there's names of different inanimate objects along the Radha and Krishna, like her mirror and her comb. Are these objects conscious?
Everything in Golokadam is fully Krishna conscious and Radharani conscious.
Are they eternal associates?
They're also eternal associates. Everything is eternal. The comb can speak to you. You can't fit this in our mundane brain, but this is the reality of the spiritual world. Just like Sudarshan Chakra. You asked Shishupal about the Sudarshan Chakra. He can tell you all about it. Right? He lost his head with the Sudarshan Chakra. He knows the full effect. So Sudarshan Chakra is a Shakti, an energy, but it's also a person. It's a form. Sudarshan is a form Vishnu Roop. He's a human form. He has that power of that chakra to cut off people's heads, and it represents time factors. Sudarshan Chakra also represents Kala. Kala means Raj Mandali, Kala, arts, dance, singing, drama. Kala and Kala. It's Kala for Kala. It's time for fun. Radhe Shyam. Yeah, so that's how it works. Everything's personal. Conch shell is called Panchajanya. So when it says, I read somewhere that those personalities, those Vaikuntha roots, the symbol that they represent, the energy they represent is depicted on their crown above their head. Like Sudarshan Das or whatever, Sudarshan Das, the Chaturbuj has forearm formed like Narayan and Vaikuntha. The servant of Narayan named Sudarshan Chakra, he has a symbol of a Sudarshan on his crown. And Panchajani has a symbol of a conch shell. The Krishna conch shell is Panchajani. He has a symbol of a conch shell on his crown. Very far out stuff. It's really like, you know, four-dimensional realities, like something out of Walt Disney films or something. You look at a painting on the wall and say, "Come alive," and the painting comes alive. You look at a conch shell and say, "Show me your forearm form." Boing. Wow. This, you know, changing form. I mean, demons, demons in Krishna, they have human forms. They become Aghasura. They're called form changers. They can change their form at will. So you're your forearm, Vishnu form, and then you become a chakra. I wonder what he was saying when he was flying through the air. Look out, Shishabal. I'm going to cut your head off. Get ready. The chakras talk. The chakra can talk. Hey, Shishabal, get ready. Lose your head, man. You ain't going to offend my Bhagavan anymore. Goodbye. Say goodbye. Chew. It really stretches your brain and imagination to think of all these things. Okay, what else we got now? Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Krishna.
My question is, when Radharani plays Divina, can happen that the Manjari dance or they are too shy to do this seva and in front of Krishna and only the Saki dance when Radharani plays Divina?
When Radharani plays the Veena, do the Manjaris dance, or only the Sakis dance? The Manjari's role is to serve Radharani. So you have to ask yourself the question, when any thought like this comes to your mind, well, how is the Manjari serving Radharani by dancing? Not maybe. There's no maybes over there. We don't see description of that. We see sometimes descriptions that when there's necessity for seva of Radharani, Radharani drops an ankle bell in the rasa dance. She's dead. Her feet are moving so vigorously. When ankle bell drops off, and Krishna's enraptured by looking at Radharani. He doesn't notice. The Manjari knows it. Manjari runs up for seva Radharani. Manjari picks up the ankle bell and dances alongside Radharani and puts it on. We haven't read any Shastras. You have to stay within the boundaries of Shastra. You can expand your seva bhava and your sevas within the boundaries of Shastra until you come to a high level of bhava and prema, then everything becomes revealed to you. But that's not, you can't imitate that. I read a lot of Shastra, I read all the available Gaudiya Vaisnava Shastras by all our acharyas. I haven't read that the Manjaris are dancing, Radharani's playing the Veena for the Manjaris to dance. Radharani plays the Veena Rasa dance for Krishna, to please Krishna, not to entertain the Manjaris. The Manjaris are playing other instruments alongside of that. They're playing flutes or tambours or mridangas or pakavajas. It's not just one instrument. Rasa has many instruments being played. Radharani is the best Veena player. So maybe sometimes in the Rasa dance, Radharani will ask the Manjari to play Veena. So she'll play Veena, and then Radharani will dance to Manjari. Better to trace your eye meditation like this. Well, Radharani, Veena is there. When Radharani asks me to play Veena, and so she can dance with Krishna. You just like dancing, so you're trying to trace everything to your pleasure. That's not bhakti.
Thank you very much.
That's dovetailing your desire to dance. You're seeing a Lila, it's called Atmanama and Tejagat. You, as an individual young girl, you like to dance. So now you're reading Krishna Lila through the lenses of, I like to dance, and you're saying, oh, I'll dance, I'll dance. That's not bhakti. Got to be careful. The enjoying spirit and in a neophyte condition, enjoying spirit permeates everything that we think and project. That's good you asked the question, clear it out. Dasosmi. And plug it in there and put it up there up the column or something, like some kind of. Yeah, the darkness, because the sun's going down. You plug it here, shoot up this column, some kind of crazy thing. This is Bollywood's Rollywood. Pollywood is Punjab, Tollywood is Telugu or whatever. And then you have Rollywood is Radha Kunda. The original one is Bollywood in California and LA. Section of LA is called Bollywood.
Hollywood.
Excuse me, Hollywood. I need you too long, thank you. Section of thank you. It's called Hollywood, and Chief Indian invitation is called Bollywood in Bombay. And Punjab movies called Pollywood, and Radha movies called Rollywood. Three other Rollywood productions. It's a production company. It's an Indo-Ruski joint venture. We got an Indo filmmaker and a Ruski filmmaker. Our Rollywood production company. Okay, that was recorded. What was that question? I don't know. Figure it out later. Yeah,
Maharaj, I have two different questions.
one question at a time.
The first question is, Maharaj, how does Krishna feels when we are not performing our sadhana nicely?
Question is, how does Krishna feel when we're not performing our sadhana nicely? Ask your father how he feels when you're not doing your studies nicely.
He feels very bad.
He's always joyous.
What?
Krishna is always joyous. He's always joyous.
Okay.
Regarding how we are, he likes it.
I can't argue with that. Uttama Shloka Krishna Jai. Sadhana means showing our love for Krishna. So when you show your love for Krishna, Krishna shows the love for you. Chapter 4, Gita, verse 11. As you surrender to Krishna and try to love Krishna, Krishna surrenders to you and tries to love you and reciprocate with your love. So you're doing sadhana, which is expressing your love. Sadhana is called bhakti sadhana. Bhakti sadhana means love sadhana. Practices of love. Hearing about Krishna because we love to hear about Krishna. Chanting Krishna name because we love to chant Krishna name. And we're trying to chant it with love for Krishna's happiness and pleasure. Bhakti is meant for Krishna's pleasure, done with a favorable mind. Offenses a fence-free mind. So if you're doing lackadaisical, inattentive bhakti sadhana, or what's it called, pratipatti, what's it called, on and off sadhana, Samadhi Economy. Prati, what is it? It's something like that, I couldn't pronounce it. You're doing on and off sadhana. Sometimes you're chanting, sometimes you're not. Krishna says it's not nice, it's not showing your love properly. Love is an eternal relationship. The jiva has an eternal loving relationship. You start to express your love towards Krishna, he wants it to be every day continuous. Love is very demanding. Lovers are very demanding of each other. Love takes the capital control of one's consciousness and heart. So love is awakened between Krishna and love is being expressed. Krishna inspires you to love him. Then he wants to see it. You respond properly by loving him without fail, without cessation, unlimitedly. Krishna is a wholesale taker. He doesn't want 5% of love, he wants 150%. So don't cheat Krishna. You can try to cheat Maya, but you end up getting cheated in the end. Maya is a big cheater. Maya is a cheater, C-H-E-A-T-R, and Krishna is a teacher, T-A-C-H-R. Krishna teaches you how to love. He's showing you how to love. He's loving you every minute. So why aren't you reciprocating with him and returning his love? As if you're being selfish, you're just taking, you're not giving. Any loving relationship which is based, one person is taking, not giving, that's not love. That's called exploitation. You're exploiting for Krishna. Using your time for Maya instead of Krishna. Our time should be meant for Krishna's happiness and pleasure. You're spacing out on YouTube movies, watching cricket matches in Australia. So you're reading Bhagavatam and Gita, Krishna Lila. Well, don't cheat Krishna, you'll be a loser. Loser number one. What's the other question? Second question.
Second question is, why does a soul feel so much of extreme fear in material world?
Question is why do people feel so much fear?
Extreme fear.
What do you think? Use your brain. Use your brain.
Because of desires?
Fear is caused by ignorance. Avidya, ignorance causes fear. And the basic fear that manifests in every other fear is fear of death. So we're ignorant about our eternality. We're ignorant about our eternal spiritual identity. So we're fearful of all different kinds of fears. For fear of loss, for fear of the taxman. All different fears manifest from one fear, the fear of death, and all cause of fear. The cause of all fears is ignorance of our eternal spiritual identity. Me jivatma hun. I'm eternal spiritual part, a spiritual being. I am Sat, I'm eternal. I'm eternal and I'm conscious. Eternally conscious. And someday maybe I'll be eternally Krishna conscious. That's the idea. You can't stop eternality, but our consciousness flip-flops. Flip-flops. Waffles, they call it waffle. The waffle goes sometimes Maya, sometimes Krishna. Krishna, Surya, Sama, Maya, and Andhakar. Krishna is like the sun, Maya is like darkness. Nice tilak. Getting your black tilak down. The black tilak gang. Watch out for the black tilak gang. They'll get you. They'll haunt you. When people see black, they get scared. People see black, they get scared. And black means night, means darkness, means thievery, means death, means Gaudiya. So tantrics wear black or red, usually black. So we're all tantrics. It's our tantric symbol. Mahaprabhu is the biggest tantric. He started the whole tradition. He came to Radha Kunda, bathed in Radha Kunda, and Shankar and took the mud, made tilak, and took a big ball of it to take it with him back to Puri. And Babaji Bhattacharya, whoever was his servant at the time, Kala Krishnadas, whoever was Krishnadas, his servant carried big 20 kilos of Radha Kunda tilak back to Puri. So he could wear Radha Kunda tilak in Puri. But in Hari Bhakti Vilas, it doesn't talk about Radha Kunda tilak. It talks about Gopi Chand, which is yellow or white. And Skanda Puran has a whole chapter called Gopi Chand Mahatmyam. Whole chapter about the glories of Gopi Chand, which is yellow clay from Dwarka. Or from Vaidinath. Gopal tilak from Vaidinath, little box of Krishna. It's made by Shankar Vaidinath, Ayurvedic group or whatever, they make tilak. And camphor scented. But we are expressing our loyalty to Radharani. Because Radharani likes everything black. Shyam Sundar. Generally, Radha Kunda devotees all wear Radha Kunda tilak. You can wear tilak from the dur of Tulsi plant. The bhumi, the miti at the base of a Tulsi gamla, Tulsi plant, you can make tilak out of that. The soil, that miti, that earth in the Tulsi gamla, and Tulsi pot is considered Brajaraj. This is Hari Bhakti Vilas. It's Brajaraj. Wow, you got a really black one. Moonlight skin and black tilak, cool. Contrast. Okay, question. Wait to Baba. Question. Yeah, good voice. Nice tone. That's right. Namaste, hello sir. Aapka Shubha Naam kya hai? Wait to Das Baba. They got Radha Kunda tilak on too, nice. They're missing the embrace of Radharani? What? Jai Baba. Any questions? Yeah. Utkarsh or something like that? Utkarsh.
Maharaj, Maharaj, my question is, what is the significance of rituals in being spiritual? In spirituality?
What is the significance of rituals and spirituality? Spirituality has to be expressed. We have to express our spirituality. And spirituality is a general modern term to describe dharma or religiosity or whatever. Spirituality. But spirituality is all-inclusive. It includes the personal conception of God and the impersonal conception of God. Savishesh Brahma and Nirvishesh Brahma are all included in the term spirituality. But in spirituality, in Savishesh Brahma, worshipping a personality, of God as a person, Savishesh, with many different qualities, names and qualities and dhammas and leelas and prema and all these different things. There are certain rituals. Rituals are spiritual activities prescribed by rishis and by shastra. And the rituals there's two purposes of ritual. One purpose of rituals is purification of the consciousness, purification of the jiva, who's attached to material energy for time immemorial. One purpose of rituals is to purify the consciousness of the conditioned souls. Another purpose of rituals is to worship Bhagavan. So these rituals are part and parcel of expressing puja and worship of Savishesh Brahma. But in Nirvishesh Brahma, there's no rituals, but there's also rituals, because there's samskaras. Samskaras are rituals. There's Garbhadan Sanskar, there's Nam Sanskar, there's Chudakaran Sanskar, there's Kesh Sanskar. There's so many sanskars which are purificatory rituals, purificatory rites or rituals which purify the jiva of its attachment to the material body. So these are all described in the Vedas by sages. So you can't separate ritual from spirituality. Even if you do Nirvishesh Brahma, you worship Nirvishesh Brahma, you worship Brahman, to merge in Brahman, Brahmajyoti, you're a Jnani or a Kaivalya yogi, still you have to, they do rituals. They do rituals for purification of the consciousness. So rituals are part and parcel. You can't separate spirituality from rituals. They're inseparable. Spirituality means something transcendental. So something transcendental is a personal expression of transcendence or impersonal. But it says in Bhagavatam, the first canto, 1-3, Vedanta Vidas. What number is it? First canto, second canto, I don't know. It says that absolute truth is understood in three expressions: Paramatma, Brahman, and Bhagavan. They're all equal expressions, all equal spiritual attainments. But everywhere in whatever spirituality and transcendence involved, rituals of some sort must be there and are included in that. Some yogis, some pujas, that's called rituals. You understand? Putting on tilak is a ritual. It's called tilak dharan, tilak sanskara. Called tilak sanskara. We're marking our body as a temple of Vishnu. This is a Vishnu mandir. I mark it's also a kavacha. Rituals have different purposes. Kavacha is also a ritual. Narayan Kavacha, Swami Kavacha, Nishinga Kavacha, Narayan Kavacha. In 6th Canto Bhagavatam, Narayan Kavacha is explained. And Brahmanda Purana describes Nishinga Kavacha. That's a ritual there's a whole ritual surrounding that Kavacha, there's a whole ritual to do that Kavacha. So the whole Vedic society and the four Varnas, there's so many rituals. They're part of protecting the body, detaching the body. They're all part and parcel of Vedic Dharma of human life. Spirituality is for human beings, not animals. If you talk about the question of spirituality, you can't separate rites and rituals and samskaras and yogis and pujas for internal spirituality. If you do that, it's not spirituality. It's just animalism. Animalism and material activity. Bondage. Jama mritu jyavadi dukkha dosham darshana. Punarjanam, punarjanam, punarjanam. Again take birth, again take birth. Human life means rituals. Marriage ritual. Vivaha yagya, vivaha. You're a young man, you're not gonna do rituals, not gonna get married? This is modern socialists and communists ask questions like this. This is very prevalent in modern education, college education. All these rituals they're useless, they're purposeless. Every ritual has a purpose. Has a value and a purpose. For me, it's valuable for me. It's helpful. Rituals are helpful for me. They're good. They're not bad. The implication of asking a question: why does it relate to rituals and spirituality? Spirituality is just spirituality. You don't need rituals. The implication is the rituals are useless. Rituals are useless for animals. Rituals are useless. Rituals and rites, sacred rites, are useless for animals. But they're useful for human beings. They're intended for human beings. Dharma is for human beings. Dharma, art, kam, moksha. Only human beings get moksha. Only human beings can fulfill their desires according to their karma and wishes. Only human beings can make money. Animals just go around begging for bread. Right. Okay, questions. What's the time? That's my question.
5:09.
5:09. Seems I always ask questions. 5:09, 5:08. Time for refueling. Questions. Italian net question.
Yes, there is one. There is one.
Wait one. Okay, let's hear for Italian net question.
And there was a person
Dolce Vita.
that last time asked about the difference between Radha Krishna and Shiva Shakti, and he had your answer that they are for the worshippers of Radha and Krishna there is a difference, but for the worshippers of Shiva there is no difference. So she wants to understand what is this difference. Why for the worshippers of Radha and Krishna there is difference between Radha and Krishna and Shiva Shakti?
Okay. I already have the answer for that question because that's on my list of 3 things to discuss. Because I gave part 1 of Shiva Shakti 2 weeks ago. I'm going to give part 2 of Shiva Shakti. What's the difference between Shiva Shakti and Radha Krishna? So in the first part I said, you ask is Shiva Shakti Bhakta, they'll say there's no difference. If you ask Radha Krishna Bhakta, they'll say there's every difference. But now I'll explain. And how do you read that Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter, part 1, chapter 10, verse 99, it says, oh, excuse me, it doesn't say that. Wait a minute. On the wrong page. Where's she? Oh, it's page 49. That's the wrong page. It says, what does it say? Actually, there's a story about this. once some Shiv Shakta Bhaktas came to Navadvip to meet the Advaitadasa's guru. Advaitadasa's guru is Advaita Vamsacharya Nityadhamaka, Goloka Nityadhamaka, Nikunja Gopal Goswamiji, and the Shiv Shaktas, the Shiv worshippers of Shiva and Shakti, Durga and Shiva, they said, what's the difference between you guys worshiping Radha Madan Gopal and us? And he gave the answer. He said, we're the real Shaktas. We're the real Shaktas. We're worshiping Adi Shakti, Radharani. And then he quoted a verse. He quoted this verse from Adi Lila chapter 4. What else? What else is new? Adi Lila chapter 4, verse 96. Radha Purna Shakti, Krishna Purna Shakti Man, Dui Vastu Veda, Nai Shastrati Praman. There is no difference between the Shakti Radharani and the Shakti Man Krishna. This is proven in all the Shastras. Like verse again, Chaitanya Charitamrita 1:496. Radha Purna Shakti, Krishna Purna Shakti Man, Dui Vastu Veda Nai Shastrati Praman. That all the Shastras establish the truth that the Shakti Radharani is not different from Shakti Man Krishna. So, what is the difference between Radha and Krishna? On one level, Shiv Shakti and Shiv Shakti and Radha Krishna are the same. But here's the difference. Because in the material world, they call it this material world, the material universe is called Devi Dham. It's called Devi Dham. It's called this Durga. Durga means, the word Durga means, Ga means going, moving, and Durga means difficult, hard, far, difficult. So Durga means it's very difficult to get liberated from the material world, unless you surrender fully to Krishna. What's that verse? Surrender fully to Krishna. Davi Esha Gunamaya Mama Maya Dratya Mamaya Pravadite Maya Vitam Trantite. Surrender to Krishna and cross the Maya. So Shiv Shakti are in charge of Devi Dham. Shiva is the Shaktiman of this material universe, and his wife Durga is the Shakti of this universe. But in the spiritual realm, Goloka Vrindavan, the Shaktiman is Radha Krishna. That's the difference. Shri Shakti Ki Jai. Radha's the Purna Shakti, because the original Shakti is Radharani. Radharani is the original Shakti, and all those Shaktis are expanded from Radharani. The original Shakti Man is Krishna, and all those Shakti Mans are expanded from Krishna. Krishna is two Bhagavan Swayam. The Adya Shakti is Radharani. Sarva Shakti Mahi Radharani Ki Jai. So Bhaktivinoda has a bhajan where he says all the different Devis and Sachi Devi and Durga, they all expand from Radharani. All the Gopis are Kayavyuha of Radharani. All the queens of Dwarka are expanded of Radharani. All the Devis in the spiritual world, but also in the spiritual world, are expansion of Radharani. And their expansions come into the material world. So original Shiva means all auspicious. Original Shiva is Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Original Shakti is Radharani. Purna Shakti Radharani. Radha Purna Shakti, Krishna Purna Shakti Man. Vastu Ved, Nai Shastra. There's no difference. No Ved. Okay, that's one of my two questions finished. I have two more questions. Is that okay? Buono? How do you say good in Italian? Buono. Like bonus. Latin, Italian's origin is like Sanskrit. Something like that. Buono. Govinda Bolo Hari, Gopal Bolo. Govinda Bolo, Gopal Bolo, Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Bolo. Gopal Bolo. Okay, what happened now? What's the question? I don't know. Maralika, Ruski question.
Psychically and not nobody translate.
What's wrong? She's okay. What else? Okay, Baba.
I listened one lecture of Russian Maharaj, and he said that
Who Maharaj?
one Russian Maharaj.
Okay, Risky Maharaj.
He said that at the beginning, like better to read Naimitika Lila, like killing demons and so on, to remove anarchas. And after that, when you become like clean, you can read Nitya Lila. So how can you comment this?
What's the question here?
In the beginning, Maharaj has recommended to read Naimitic Leelas, like killing demons and all, so that anarthas can go. Then once get cleared or purified, then read Nitya Leelas. He wants to.
The question is, one devotee preacher who's advising people, he said, before we meditate or read Krishna's Nitya Leela, we should read about Krishna's demon-killing Leelas, Naimitic, well, there's other Naimitic Leelas also. Radharani's birthday party and Krishna's birthday is also Naimitic. It's occasional. Naimitic means occasional. But the Naimitic demon-killing Leelas specifically, because Naimitic, you can't say Naimitic Leela because that's not proper. The correct way to say that to read about Krishna's demon-killing Leelas. They're also.
He said Naimitic Lila.
What?
Maharaj said Naimitic Lila.
Any Naimitic Leela.
Yeah, any Naimitic.
What's your question?
But as I understand, the Radha Kunda sadhana is mostly Nitya Lila. We should read Nitya Lila. So
Yeah, everything is based on adhikar. What is the qualification, eligibility of the student to receive the teachings? There's many different kinds of practices. There's Vaidhi sadhana, there's Raganuga sadhana. You have adhikar. And the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, in the first way, chapter 2, verse 309, it says, Bhagavan Karunya, Bhakta Karunya, Lavaika Hetuka. The only cause for greed to worship Radha Krishna is the mercy of Krishna or Raganuga Bhakta. So unless you get the mercy of Raga Bhakta or Krishna directly, you won't have the greed or interest to worship Radha Krishna. If you have the greed, then you focus on Radha Krishna. You don't have that conception of first reading the demon-killing Leelas and Naimitic Leelas is produced by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. It's not in the Goswami books. This is not teaching the Goswamis. Or Rag Madhavan and Chandrika by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. You can start Rag Bhakti at level or Anartha Nivriti if you have greed. If you have greed, so this preaching is not correct. He's influenced, he's presenting that idea based on Krishna Shikshamrita and Krishna Samhita by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, two books which present this idea. Well, this idea is interesting, but it's not supported by the Goswami teachings or Vishnu. If you have greed, you may have greed from the last life. You're a new bhakta. You're brahmachari bhakta. You're brahmachari baba. You don't have a guru. Sometimes, some weeks you want to worship Krishna. Sometimes you want to worship Radharani. Sometimes you want to give up the whole thing. Whatever, all said and done, you still live your Radha Kunda, and you're getting blessed by Radharani. So you're perfect. So if you had the greed, it may be pura sanskar from last life. Bhagavad Gita chapter 6 verse 44. Purva vyasena riyate yavasho. Purva vyasena riyate yavasho. Automatically one's heart is attracted to its prior practices. Purva vyas. Abhyas means sadhana you did in your last life. When you take birth in this life, you're spontaneously, heartfully attracted. So there's no telling who's eligible for Rag Bhakti. If you agreed, you're eligible. That's it. Run with it. There's no one. Oh, before you read Oscar, you have to do this. It's not so black and white like that. The doctor analyzes each patient and gives a proper medicine to each patient. There's no one way to preach. You have to preach. If you're going to preach, you should preach the Tattva Siddhanta of Goswamis. You should study Goswami books thoroughly and the commentaries of the Acharyas and then preach. The Acharyas, the whole Gaudiya Sampradaya accepts the 6 Goswamis, Baladev Vidyabhushan, Krishnadas Kaviraj, Vrindavan Das Thakur, Narottam Das Thakur Mahashaya, and all the books they wrote. Those are the Shastra Praman, and those are the teachings for the whole Gaudiya Sampradaya. All contemporary Acharyas in the 18th and 19th century are respected and honored. They may have good teaching, but are not accepted as Praman for all the entirety of Gaudiya Sampradaya. What's the time now? It's 5:21.
5:23.
What?
5:23.
Oh, so, okay. Question, my dear. You have a question?
I am thinking of one.
Okay, here we go.
Krishna, use time. So anything that happens in the past might as well happen in the future because time is irrelevant in the sense of how we perceive it. We see time as present. How do you say? When it's back in time and in the future. For us, it's like this is forward, this is back, but it could be also the other way around, right? So, if I ask for your initiation, if it might be, doesn't matter if it happens in such a way.
Can you? I don't understand your question. You're right about time, but our body is influenced by Kala.
Yes.
The Bhagavad Gita, there's 5 truths to this material world, and one of them is Kala. Time. Prakriti, time, Ishvara, Jiva, Karma. These are the 5 subjects of Bhagavad Gita. This is reality, time is reality, and it's wearing away and it's affecting us. We have a phrase, we have a saying, we say, what was is past. What was is past, what is won't last. At all times be steadfast, chant Hare Krishna, have a blast. So you're right, the past is the past. Every second is a new present. In the spiritual world, because this is the spiritual world, but the influence of Maya Shakti is here. When Krishna is here, Maya Shakti is also here because demons come here to try to kill Krishna. That's Maya Shakti. Braj is not affected by time factor. Braj Manda is Nitya. But we're not Nitya. We're Nitya, Atma is Nitya, but we're under the time factor. So when we meet people, we don't judge people by their past, we judge them by their present. As far as Diksha, you said something about Diksha. She said something about Diksha. About Diksha, Diksha is not a snap your finger Diksha process. Our Shastras say that Guru and disciple should associate with each other for minimum 4 years, minimum 1 year, up to 3-4 years. So that's all individual has to be discussed with the potential Guru and potential disciple.
Yes, but my question was that there is a possibility. It's not that it's like it's not possible.
Possibility
Yes, for Diksha.
from whom?
For me. In a year time of association, like in
You're looking for a Guru, you want Diksha. Well, the land, Vrindavan is land of Gurus. So pray to Radharani, pray to Govishwar, pray to Radharani, just send your Diksha Guru and you'll get one. No problem. Radharani, this is Radha Sarkar. This is outside is Modi Sarkar. Vrindavan say Bar Modi Sarkar Chalave. Vrindavan under Radharani Sarkar ki Jai. Vrindavaneshwari Radharani. Everything moves by Radharani's Icha. So you pray, you're living in Radha Kunda? Where you live? Where?
Holland.
Holland. Oh, that's nice. Pretty wet place. It's opposite of Braj. Braj is dry. Hey, pray to Radharani, whether you're in Vrindavan or... I would say, because Govishwar allows people to connect with Radha and Krishna. So I don't know where you live in, how long are you going to stay in Vrindavan?
I'm going to leave at the 29th of September.
29th September. You should go to Vrindavan on Monday and do puja Govishwar and pray to Govishwar. Because Govishwar grants entrance into Rasa Leela and the service of Radha and Krishna. So the whole purpose of having a guru is to enter the Rasa Leela of Radha and Krishna and serve them in Gopi Bhav. So you pray to Govishwar to reveal who your guru is and pray to Radharani. And go to Radha. Govishwar is right near Radha Raman temple. So you go to Govishwar, you do puja. That's what I always do myself when I'm in Vrindavan. I first go to Govishwar, then I go back, I walk from there. I take a rickshaw to Govishwar and get out of the rickshaw, pay the rickshaw, get lost. Then I walk back, then I walk back to Radha Raman, and I do my prayers and trickle and everything there over Gilam. And then I walk to Love Bazaar and shop. Or go off to Radha Shamasundar Radha Dhamma, like that. I lived in Vrindavan. I'm living in Radha Kunda for 18, or I don't know, 19, since 2002. Since 20 years I'm living in Radha Kunda. 15 years I lived in Vrindavan. I was here for 35 years continuously. And when I lived in Vrindavan, every Monday I went to Govishwar. I prayed for citizenship. Because I was an American citizen, I wanted to get citizenship. So Govishwar arranged everything for that. So I'm indebted to him for that. And I had other prayers, my individual prayers. So I have a lot of faith in Govishwar, and he's very powerful. The Gopis worship Govishwar. The Gopis worship Govishwar. They say, Govishwar, please arrange us to meet Krishna. We want to dance tonight in Rasa dance with Krishna. Don't keep us locked up in our houses by our nasty mother-in-laws or envious so-called husbands. Please let us get out of the house so we can dance with Krishna tonight. So they do puja to Govishwar. So in other words, the Gopis pray to Govishwar to get connected to Krishna. So you're praying to Govishwar to get connected to Krishna. So how you get connected to Krishna? You can only get connected to Krishna by Guru Kripa. So first it requires Guru is required. So Govishwar give you a Guru, then I'll give you Radharani, then I'll give you Krishna. Or Govishwar give you a Guru, then Radharani, then Krishna will be there automatically. What's your name?
Uma Devi.
Uma. You're going to the right, I sent you to the right place. Uma Mesh Ki Jai. That's a beautiful name. So worship your Ishta Devata, Shankar Bhagavan. Jai Uma. May Krishna bless you. Okay, there we go. Questions? Yeah, we got a question.
Hai trăiați, Gurudev. Многие Ruslan Brahmachari Baba helped me.
Oh, Brahmachari Baba.
No, Gurudev not understand. Small question. Gurudev, you talk about chakra. Somebody like took form chakra, and I remember Lila when Kaliya Lila, when Krishna played with Kaliya after Dvadashi Ditya Hill, he feeling full little bit.
Yeah.
And Surya Dev
Yeah.
well form, and one Sakha wants do same for Krishna and like Gamcha form take. Like for Krishna.
Shudder.
form.
Check the form and shudder.
Yes, and I think maybe one Manjari forgot something and another Manjari maybe like not like this, not the Goswami books. I never
That's it.
listen.
So one mantra become a shudder for Krishna.
No, not for Krishna, why for Krishna?
Excuse me.
maybe one Manjari forgot Nero and another Manjari. Nero. Maybe Radharani wants drink and another Manjari not glass and like this.
The question is asked in the seva of Radha and Krishna in the spiritual world. Do the sevites, like the manjaris or sakhis, do they manifest different forms to personally serve Radha and Krishna? There's no need for them to manifest different forms because they have all mystic power. Whatever they want for seva manifests immediately. Yogis develop one of the cities yogis is called Kamavasita city. Kamavasita, Kama means I can get anything I desire. Once a yogi visited Prabhupada when he's Prabhupada's house in Calcutta. He was a city yogi, and Prabhupada was Prabhupada was a little boy, and Gaur Mohan, his father, said, "This is a mystic yogi. Why don't you ask him something?" And Abai said, "Well, Father, in Kabul, in Pakistan, or Afghanistan, there's a place called Kabul, and anar pomegranates in season in Kabul. They're big red pomegranates, and they're not available in Calcutta market. Ask the yogi if I can get some pomegranates." So the boy Abai the father asked Yogi, "Can you give my son some pomegranates?" So Yogi said, "Okay," and he went in the other room. He went in another room by himself, and he sat in meditation. And he traveled to Kabul in Afghanistan. He broke a branch off the tree and brought it back with a bunch of big pomegranates from Kabul, Afghanistan. And he called Abba. He said, "Hey Bacha, hey Chotu, whatever. Come here, Abba, come here." And so here's your anar. So this is mystic power. So the manjaris have all those powers. So whatever they want for service, they can immediately manifest.
I also thinking about this, but Sakha, Gamcha Sakha, he maybe wants like touch Krishna, that's why he, and maybe also Manjari like.
Well, generally we don't read the questions to the Nitya Parish or the eternal devotees in the spiritual world. They change their forms because they want to have constant contact with Krishna, so they want to become a devotee.
For some time.
I haven't read anything about that. Generally, you have to understand things are fixed there. It's called Siddha. Siddha is your Siddha, Siddha, your eternal spiritual form. And anything you stay in, you always stay in your form. You don't change your form. You don't change your sthirati. Your sthirati is eternally fixed, and your form is fixed, and you enter any unlimited sevas. Whatever you require for that seva is manifest. The coward boys, they don't want to change. They don't want to change their form. The coward boys say, "I want to become a Gamcha on Krishna's back." They don't have that desire. They're fully satisfied, fully happy being a coward boy. Well, it's nitya. It's a nitya srup, nitya bhav, nitya prem. So they don't change their form. If they want to become a Gamcha, they manifest a Gamcha, And their feelings are nagamsha. They don't have to change it. You can feel, they have their feelings can extend anywhere. So if they want to be, if they want Krishna's cold, they need to wool shutter put on his shoulder. The cowboy manifests the wool shutter, so he enters the wool shutter by another expansion and feels Krishna's body and warms out Krishna's body with a warm wool shutter. But he doesn't give up a swarm. He stays a cowboy. Because Nitya Parishad in Chandogya Upanishad, it says Nitya Parishad is in expand unlimited forms. Unlimited forms, unlimited varieties. A sadhana siddha, a mukta jiva, a sadhana siddha devotee, he can expand in 1,020 different forms.
And I want to ask more about Kalpa Vriksha tree. It's like our Kunj had Kalpa Vriksha and this maybe another galop, Ishwarya galop. Like,
What's the question?
about Kalpa Vriksha tree.
Kala Riksha trees in the spiritual world are there everywhere.
Everywhere. How is it looking?
Huh?
How is this tree looking? How?
They look like a regular tree. Kadamba tree, Tamal tree, Champak tree. They look like a tree. But they're made of frame, made of chit, consciousness.
Like I want something for Radharani Seva and this is like,
Yeah, tree gives them, you want mala, you get mala. You want sari, you want dry sari because Radharani bathes. He wants dry clothes, the tree gives you dry clothes. It says the flowers on the trees naturally form garlands. It's a chambak tree, but the chambak flower forms. The chambak tree takes its flowers, makes garlands. Sometimes you just pick a garland and put it on it. They don't have time to get needles or do. Everyone wants a garland now. Okay, give me a garland. Instantaneous. Magic place. There's Kalvriksha trees right here. This is a Kalvriksha tree. This garden is full of Kalvriksha trees. But the Kalvriksha tree only fulfills the desires of pure devotees. If you have other desires, the Kalvriksha, you touch it, it's nice, but your desire won't fulfill.
maybe we can't see also if we're not pure devotee we can't find also Kalpa Vriksha tree.
Doesn't matter whether you can find it or not. All the trees in Vrindavan are Kalvriksha trees. But the trees will respond to the proper adhikar of the devotee. Not in some materialist, oh, this Kalvriksha, give me a pot, give me a bag of gold. Not gonna get a bag of gold. Yeah. Not gonna happen. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna ask a question now. Somebody asking some questions. One devotee asked me a question about Bali Maharaj. He sent me an email, a question about Bali Maharaj. And this lady has a doubt about Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj, this Leela is described in the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. And she says, how did Bali Maharaj, who was a great devotee of Krishna, he followed his Kshatriya Dharma, he was a good king, he maintained his citizens, and he was totally surrendered to Vamanadev when Vamanadev came to beg 3 steps from him. But why was he punished and pushed down to Pataloka? So she asked, Bali Maharaj seems like a great king, was a great king. Why is he punished and pushed down to Pataloka? So we're going to read some things here. First of all, the implication of this question is Pataloka is not a good place. He got pushed. He was in Indraloka. He was in Swarga. He was ruling Swargaloka. We got pushed down to Pataloka. So the top of there's in the Earth planet. There's 14 planetary systems. There's 7 planets above the Earth: Bur, Bhuva, Swa, Mahalok, Janalok, Tabalok, Satyalok. And there's 7 planets below the Earth: Atala, Atala. So let me just read this. Fifth canto Bhagavatam explains all this. This chapter of the 5th canto Bhagavatam is very interesting. This is chapter 24, 5th canto, chapter 24. What is the title of that chapter? The chapter title is Subterranean Heavenly Planets. So Swargaloka is heaven. Bali Maharaj, he pleased his guru. Indra offended his guru Brihaspati. He offended Brihaspati, and because he offended his guru, he lost everything. He lost his kingdom. So when you offend your guru, you lose everything. There's a verse in the 10th canto, chapter 1 about Kamsa. It says if you offend a Vaishnava, you lose everything. Your lifespan, your wealth, everything. So Indra offended Brihaspati Maharaj. He took him for granted and didn't show proper respect one day. Brihaspati is the guru of the devotees. So Indra offended him. So Indra lost his power. So Bali Maharaj was able to conquer him. Now one reason Krishna came as Bali Maharaj, because Bali Maharaj was the ruler of Suttala. He's the ruler of the subterranean heavenly planets. And Indra is the ruler of the heavenly planets, Swargaloka. So he upset the natural order of the universe by conquering Indra and taking over. So Krishna appeared. He didn't come to punish. Vamandev didn't punish Bali Maharaj. He put him back in his position. He restored his position. Why are these lower planets called heavenly planets? We'll find out. There's subterranean means below the earth. There's 7 planets below the earth. What are they? Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rastala, and Patala. So the question was, why did Vamandev push him down to Pataloka? He didn't push him to Pataloka. He gave him a kingdom, Suttaloka. Suttaloka is the 3rd planet down. So the question is, these are not hellish planets. Hellish planets is another chapter, another place. These are lower planetary systems, but they have fantastic enjoyment there. Above the earth, the heavenly planets, like Swargaloka where Indra lives, is predominated by Rajagun and Sattvagun. And the lower heavenly planets, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, they're predominated by Rajagun and Tamagun. So let's find out about the pleasure there. Find out what's going on there. So Bali Maharaj was pushed down, was given a rule of Suttaloka, but Vamandev rewarded him and lived there as his gatekeeper. He became his chowkidar. Bhagavan became his chowkidar. So how is that punishment? Bali Maharaj was not punished. She's asked the question, how was he punished? Bali Maharaj was not punished. He was put back in his proper place. Everything has to be in its proper place. Indra was restored to the kingdom because he's the ruler of the heavenly planets, and Bali was restored to Suttaloka because he's the ruler of Suttaloka. So let's hear about what's going on down there. The 7 planetary systems below the earth are known as Bilva Swarga. Here's a description of Bali Maharaj's planet. He was not being punished at all. This is where he lived. He lived very beautiful. This is what the situation is in Suttaloka. There's very beautiful houses. There's gardens and places, many places of sense enjoyment, which are more opulent, more wealthy, and more opulence there than in Svargaloka. Most of the residents of these planets, like Sutaloka, Talaloka, Vitaloka, are Daityas, Danavas, and Nagas. They live as Grihastas, because Grihastas enjoy. It's not Tavaloka, it's Satyaloka. They're wise, children, friends in society, all fully engaged in material happiness. They're enjoying. The sense enjoyment in heavenly planets like Svargaloka, Vuvasva, is sometimes disturbed by demons. But the residents of these planets are never disturbed. They enjoy life without any disturbance. So there's more enjoyment in the subterranean heavenly planets than in Indraloka. So Bali Maharaj was definitely not getting punished. Good deal, huh? There's more. Doesn't end there. The parks and gardens in these lower planets surpass the beauty of heavenly planets. The trees in the gardens are embraced by creepers, all full of fruits and flowers. They look very beautiful. There are many lakes and reservoirs of clear, transparent water and full of flowers, and all kinds of birds, and everybody's enjoying seeing and making very, very pleasing atmosphere. But there's no sunshine there. It's like Sweden. And another nice feature, fear produced by time does not exist there. There's no fear in the lower planets. That's a really cool place, huh? The residents of Sutaloka, they drink and bathe in juices and elixirs made of wonderful herbs. And they're free from all anxieties and all physical diseases. So let's go to hell. I mean, let's go to Sutaloka. We're selling tickets after class. They have no physical diseases. They don't get any gray hair. Oh, wow. They don't become old. Their bodily perspiration doesn't have a bad smell. No B.O. They're not troubled by fatigue or lack of energy or enthusiasm due to old age. They get old, but they're still young. Everything in the subterranean heavenly planets is nicely arranged for enjoyment. No bodily inconveniences, no mental anxieties. You want to go there? Yeah, I'll go. But nevertheless, those who live there have to die one day and take another birth. That's the downside. All's well that doesn't end well. So Bali Maharaj, he's living in Sutaloka, it's not bad, it's not punishment. Does that sound like punishment? No. Sounds really good. So imagine if that's what subterranean heavenly planets are like, what's Goloka Vrindavan like? So in Brahma Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, there's a verse, which we'll read. 1 First Wave, 2nd chapter, verse 265. This explains different devotees attain perfection by Ekanga Bhakti, one limb of Bhakti. So Bali Maharaj attained perfection in Bhakti. He was a perfect devotee. He attained perfection by what?
Atma
Admanavedam. We gave a lot of Dhamma, but that was... One, two... Bhakti just a new first way, chapter 2, verse 265. Sarvaswatva nivedne balir abut. All these Krishna Aptir Esham Param. All these devotees attained Krishna, all became pure devotees of Krishna by one limb of devotion. By Abhinavedan, Bali Maharaj. Akura Abhivandan. Akura by offering prayers, Abhivandan. Prahlad by remembrance. Lakshmi by serving the lotus feet. Akura by offering prayers. Hanuman by seva. Arjun by friendship. And Bali by offering his very self to the Lord. Atma Nivedan, he surrendered his self. So he attained perfection that way. So what kind of devotee was he? Not only was Mahanidhi living on the planet of Pataloka protecting him, but we're going to hear what is devotion. Bali Maharaj is so fortunate that Krishna Balaram came to visit him. Krishna Balaram left Vrindavan and went to Subterranean to visit Bali Maharaj. So the devotee asked the question, Bali Maharaj is unfortunate, he was the most fortunate devotee. We would pray for that fortune, that Krishna Balaram come visit us. This is in the 10th canto of Bhagavatam, chapter 85, verse 34 through 38. 5 verses describe Krishna Balaram meeting of Bali Maharaj in Sutaloka. So Krishna Balaram went to Sutaloka, but they don't go to Bangalore. This lady asked the question, lives in Bangalore. So what's more of a curse? What's more of a punishment? It's more of a punishment to live in Bangalore than Sutaloka. So what does it say? So it says in verse 38, first he did all kinds of puja to Krishna Balaram and offered him all kinds of opulence and gifts to Krishna Balaram. And then he took hold of the feet of Krishna, he offered dandavats and grabbed the feet of Krishna Balaram, held them on his head. His heart was melting out of intense love for Krishna. Muhu Prema Vinanaya Diya. His hair was standing on. So he's a Prema, Bali Maharaj is a Prema Bhakta of Krishna in the form of Mahanidhi. And he had darshan of Krishna Balaram. So he's a very fortunate personality indeed. Bali Maharaj ki jai. Acha. What's the time now? 5:48. 5:55. Let's see. Okay. We have one question here. Someone asking a question. What is this 555 club? 555 club. It's a private club. I started this club. 555. So in Raganuga Bhakti, in Sadhakarup and Siddharup, in Sadhakarup we follow Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami. Sadhakarup means this form practicing sadhana bhakti. And our Siddhadeya and our Siddhasruva's Mandri, we follow Rupa Mandri and Tulsi Mandri, who is also called Rati Mandri. So Raghunath Das, he lived at Radha Kunda for 45 years, and he taught the example of bhajan. This example was described in Srinivasa Acharya's bhajan called Goswami Astakam, Sankhya Purvaka Nama Gana Nativi. Sankhya means counting. Every day he counted so many names. Sankhya Purvaka Nam. Beginning with Sankhya Purvaka Nam, beginning with Nam, he chanted 1 lakh of rounds. The minimum 1 lakh of Java, Hari Krishna Mala, Hari Krishna, 64 rounds on his Java Mala. 1 lakh of rounds. Actually more than 1 lakh. 1 lakh is 58 rounds. It's more than 1 lakh. So he chanted 64 rounds, and he sang so many astakams, Radharani Astakam, Radha Kunda Astakam, Shamakana Astakam, Govardhan Astakam. He wrote and sang Sanskrit prayers to Govardhan and Radharani Krishna. And what else he did? Sankhya Purvaka Nativi. Nativi means Dandavats. It means over Dandavats. In front of his Bhajan Kutir, every day, it says in Chaitanya Charitamrita in chapter Adilila 1, chapter 10, verse 99. Sahasra Dandabatakare Dui Sahasra Vaishnava Nitya. Every day, Nitya, without fail, he would offer 1,000 Dandavat pranams to Krishna. Sahasra Dandabatakare Dui Sahasra Vaishnava Nitya. And he would offer 2,000 Dandavats to Vaishnava. 3,000 Dandavats every single day, Nitya. Wouldn't miss a day. So we're supposed to follow Das Goswami. One day it's not no Rugogi Goswami Gopal. So to follow them, because one of my friends that does Dandavat Frikko Govardhan, he come here and says, you should do Dandavats every day. He always comes and preaches me to do Dandavats. So I started doing just to get him off my back. he always comes and says this and that, and gets a donation, of course. That's the bottom line. And then he tells me, you should do Dandavats. So I finally surrendered. So we started as 555, which means 15 Dandavats. Every day 15 Dandavats pranams in your kutir. In front of your Thakurji, in front of your Chitramurti, picture Radha Krishna, or Gauritai, whoever, Giraj. Over 555. 5 Dandavats to Gurudev, 5 to Rajmandal, and 5 to Radha Krishna. Every day. And just to always remember Raghunath Das Goswami, he's a teacher of Rag Bhakti, and he did this every day. So it's not that Rag Bhakti doesn't mean Dandavats. Rag Bhakti is all about Dandavats. Because Dandavats is helpful for developing the mood of Sharanagati Bhav and surrender. Because those are the antithesis of our mundane material consciousness. Our consciousness is to exploit and enjoy. Exploit and enjoy, never surrender to anyone. So Bhakti is based on surrender. Bhakti begins with Guru Pada Shraya. The first limb of Bhakti in Bhakti Rasavindra Sindhu in Sanskrit says Guru Pada Shraya. I had to take shelter of the lotus feet of Guru. It begins with surrender. Atma Samarpan. Mahantan Dan Krishna Samarpan. Mahantan Dan Guru Samarpan. We offer everything to Guru, everything to Krishna, we get perfection. So 5 obeisances to Guru, 5 obeisances to Vrindavan, and 5 obeisances to Radha and Krishna. So you can mix and match and do it your own different ways. I do my 5 Guru obeisances. I do 1 obeisance to my Guru, my Diksha Guru. I do 1 obeisance to my I recite my Diksha Parampara. From way to charge of my Guru. I recite all the names. I offer 1 Dandavat to them. My 3rd Dandavat I offer to 6 Goswamis. And 4th Dandavat I offer to different Vaishnavas that are giving me shiksha. My 5th Dandavat I offer to Vaishnavas. So this Guru means Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru. So 5 bases. 5 to Vrindavan. 5 Dandavats to Vrindavan. So first Dandavat is Shamaka and Radha Kunda. Shamaka and Radha Kunda. Second Dandavat is Giri Govardhan. 3rd Dandavat is Radha Madan Gopal. Giridhari Sham Radha Madan Gopal, my Thakurji. And my 4th Dandavat is Radha Govinda. And what else? Vrindavan. I got confused. I mix my thing. My first obeisance is to Shamakan Radhakan. My second obeisance is Giri Govardhan. My third obeisance is Raj Mando. Trustikos Vrindavan Kyam Ki Jai. Drasavam Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. All Vrindavan. That's my third one. My fourth one is Nanagram Yogagram Ki Jai. Varsanagram Ki Jai. Gokul Raval Dham Ki Jai. This and that. And my fifth one is the Panch Devas of Vrindavan, the Panch Devas of Vrindavan, the Panch Shivas of Vrindavan, and the Panch Devis of Vrindavan. That's my fifth one. So who are the Panch Devis? Who are the Panch Devas of Vrindavan? Adi Keshar Dev Mathura, and Baladev Gokul, Shakshi Gopal Dev, he's in Orissa, and Govinda Dev and Hari Dev. These are Panch Devis. The Panch Devis are Mahavidya Devi in Mathura, and Annapurna Devi, and Katyayani Devi, and Masi Devi, and Sanket Devi. And that's the Panch Devis. And Panch Devis, I said, the Panch Mahadevs. Panch Mahadevs. And Bhuteshwar Mathura, Goeshwar Vrindavan, Nandishwar Nanagram, Chakleshwar and Govardhan, and Kameshwar in Kamban. That's the Panch Devas, Panch Shivas. And now I do 5 obeisances to Radha Krishna. First Giriraj, and my Thakurji is my altar, then Radha Govinda Dev, and Radha Raman, and Govindaji in Jaipur, and Radha Rani in Barsana. Larli Lal. Well, this is a 5-5 club. So we'll give out applications after class to enroll in the 5-5 club. And you fill out the application, send $108. to PayPal. Care of Radharani. No fees. But I suggest everyone join independently, join the 555 Club, and don't revoke your membership. Do your 5-5 obeisance every day. It's good for your soul and good for your body. Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe! Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe! Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe! Sham. Listen.